Well, there you are. There's another budget, and having sat through a few budgets now with different governments, you realise there's absolutely no difference between Conservative and Labour. Each one does what the other one doesn't want to do, and really nothing changes at all. I remember years ago there was they tried to put VAT. The Conservatives tried to put a full VAT on electricity and gas, and there was a big uproar at the time, and it was reduced, and they got 5% on it. But when Tony Blair's Labour government got in, um, did they abolish it? No. And the people now, did they said no, we're going to do away with that 5%? No, not at all. So anyway, electric cars. they've they've said that if you're buying an electric car from April next year, you will have to pay the premium, what's called the expensive car tax, which is on anything over £40,000. So it's going to cost you an extra £410, like a bit of an incentive, I guess, to buy an electric car. I don't think. But that expensive car tax, that's another thing. That came in 2017, and an expensive car was £40,000 plus, which, okay, it was, and it still is really. But the tax hasn't increased. Now, if you put it into the inflation calculator, that £40,000, that really should be £52,000. But it has not changed, but prices have obviously shot through the roof. Everything has gone up. Everything has gone up, and that has remained the same. And I was looking at a Passat. I've got a Passat, and I was looking at a new. I thought, oh, I'd look at a Passat. How much is that now? Is that an expensive car or what? Well, the basic Passat, which is a petrol, 1.5 litre petrol, is £38,000. Like crikey, and that's the life, which is the entry level. I mean, who's going to want to buy that? But anyway, I'm sure it's a lovely car. But then you think, oh, plug-in hybrid, whatever. That's 44,000. So you'd have to pay the extra premium tax on that, plus the. Oh, honestly, I just. Oh, and then the thing is, obviously, you bought the car 5 years old. Specifically, there's no incentive now because that £410, that expensive vehicle tax, that goes for 5 years. There's no incentive in buying a car a year 2 years old because you've still got to pay it. So you're best off waiting for 5 years to get, when you don't have to pay that, which just seems crazy, really. But at the end of the day, all of these things, they're just tax. They're just money that goes into the things like national insurance and income tax and vehicle excise duty and this expensive car tax. It's just tax. And then obviously it does say that the electric vehicles will be fully taxed or 2930, and they are going to revise that expensive vehicle thing at some future point. I don't. Why haven't they revised it now? It needs revising right now, not in so many years' time. So it's just another disincentive to buy an electric vehicle. I'd love to buy one. I tried a Jaguar I-Pace about a year ago, a couple of years ago. It's absolutely brilliant, but it just does not work out privately. It's just they just depreciate far too much. The cost of running it is about the same. Um, Insurance is dear. It's going to use more tyres and so on, and but the depreciation is just absolutely astronomical, and it just does not work out at all. And so therefore, it does make it much more expensive. No, much more expensive in all ways, really. Plus, also the mileage. It's not going to. You have to keep always messing about charging. I just, going on long journeys, which occasionally I do. Around town, it all makes perfect sense around town and short runs and all that. Diet of short. I mean, most cars do a diet of short runs, cold starts and short runs, like our second vehicle. Um, but when you're doing anything slightly higher mileage and everything, the electric cars, it just doesn't work out. I mean, they're saying, oh, the long, what was it? Oh, you got the battery life. Oh yeah, 460 miles. Like wow. I don't know when I fill up a Passat. I've got 845 miles. It's absolutely incredible. It's like that is effectively a luxury, really. And they're saying, oh yeah, long range, 460 miles. That's not long range at all. You're not. It's just not. It's what it is. It's not too bad, but then you've got the winter. I know the electric range goes down in the winter, and it will do obviously with a petrol or diesel as well, but nothing like as much. It would be interesting. I would like to try it to see the comparison myself. because you sort of hear a lot of nonsense and all this, and I do try and do my own research on all this, but it's just at the moment it certainly doesn't work out. It does not work out. I'm going to do more research with it, but I cannot see how electric is. It's just more expensive. There's no two ways about it. It's just more expensive if I want to go down that road, and I would like to with the second car. I just can't work out a way. I cannot see how it would be cheaper unless the actual base price of the car was cheaper. The running of it, I think, is going to be about the same. What with the insurance being higher and so on. Anyway, time will tell. I hope you find this of use. If you have, please give us a like, subscribe, and put a comment as to what you think about it. Anyway, goodbye.